Councilman Jim Harity.
Thank you, Council President. Today I passed a big win for the kids of Philadelphia in our apprentice bill. But that's actually not what I want to speak about today. Sunday in Philadelphia, South Philadelphia to be exact, Philadelphia lost one of their true gentlemen. And I apologize, I will try to get through this without showing my emotions, but you know I'm an emotional guy. Words cannot describe the heartbreak I am feeling right now. Not only for the loss of my friend, but for the loss of this city. Paul Staico took over Big Charlie's Saloon in 1983 at the ripe age of 16 after his father died. He had to man up and take over the business because his mother was mourning the loss of her husband, and his sister was too young to help. So at 16, he took over responsibility of running the bar that he really wasn't even allowed into. And he took that bar and made it into something. That little neighborhood bar on 11th and McKean is known worldwide, not just all over America, but worldwide. You know, anybody that knew Paul will tell you he really was that guy that would give you the shirt off his back. See, mental illness is not always seen. Some people we know when they're going through it. Some people we don't. I happened to be with him on Saturday, talking to him, and I knew he wasn't right, but I didn't think it was that deep. And I thought, like so many other things that he had overcome over the years, that this was just a bump, and it wasn't nothing. It wasn't just, the only one who was worried was him. But I say that because I didn't know. Because, of course, if I knew, I wouldn't have left. But I thought when I left, he was in a good place. And I think he was, I imagine, for a little bit of time. I don't know what was going through his head. That's part of my sadness. You don't get it. He had a business that did well. He had family and friends that loved him like family. And this Saturday, at his funeral, we will honor him. And I don't need a crystal ball to know that church will be standing room only. Because that's who he was. I posted a podcast that was done in memory of him. Now, this podcast guy actually never met Paul, except on his show, interviewing him from miles away. And when he was explaining what Paul meant to him, and this guy never met him in person, but that's who Paul was. I take a lot of heat in here for being a Chiefs fan, right? And I've told the reporters that when they asked when the Super Bowl, when the Chiefs were playing the Eagles, and I was dead serious with them when I told them, for me, it had nothing to do about the Chiefs. That was just something to watch. I was a Paul Staico fan. I was a big Charlie's fan because he took care of me at my lowest moments. He's the only person that I truly know never lost faith in me. Even when I was at my lowest, 10 years deep in my addiction, at my lowest point, if somebody even tried to say something bad about me, he would say, hey, don't get it. Jimmy's going to turn it around. And then when I finally did, he was there to say, see, brother, I'm proud of you. I love you. And I'll never get to tell him that, although I know he knew I loved him. He knew we all loved him. He was the second father to my son. I worry and think about him and the pain he's going through. But I know God never gives us more than we can handle. And before Paul passed, we had a granddaughter. So I take faith, and I told my son that no matter how much pain you're feeling right now, you have to be strong, because that's what Paul would have wanted. So I'm sorry for showing my emotions. But there is a point to this. This is the holiday season. Again, sometimes we never know what somebody is going through. Those that are obvious, but most are not obvious at all. That's why it always comes as a shock. And this season, this is that season. So I pray for everyone in the city of Philadelphia, everyone suffering from mental illness or addiction or anything, and say that that's why I'm a big supporter of 988. 988 isn't just about the person going through the troubles, but it also is a lifeline for families to know what resources are available to their families. So I asked everybody to please be a little extra nice, especially this holiday season, because you never know when that time is going to be the last time. I love you, Paul, and I'll never forget. Thank you.